It seems that the Samsung Bixby assistant won't be ready for when the Galaxy S8 ships. Reports claim that LG is already working on some facial recognition love for the G6, and HTC seems invested in yet another attempt at a smartphone. I'm Jaime Rivera, and since I do read your comments and I have heard that my jokes are getting boring, how about some ideas in the comments down below? This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today begin with some very odd statements from Huawei CEO. According to him, he is confused over the need of a smartwatch with the existence of smartphones, up to the point where he really tries hard to remain excited whenever the wearable team comes in with something new. And this is rather interesting because my favorite smartwatch last year was the Huawei Watch, first generation. I have been using the Huawei Watch 2 for the better part of the last couple of weeks, in addition to the LG Watch Sport, and I like what Huawei does with wearables. This is weird, but then again, it makes you wonder exactly what will be the future for wearables when it comes to Huawei, mainly because the 2 is not necessarily the fanciest watch ever. I'm waiting for that Watch 2 Classic, but yeah, it seems that we do agree. A lot of companies are struggling with the concept of what to do with wearables in the future, and I think that fitness is the way to go. It's just taking a while. Let's move the spotlight over to the other company we were mentioning, LG. As for those of you wondering exactly how is LG planning to compete with all the new biometrics being offered by the Galaxy S8, it seems the company is already working hard on bringing its own attempt at facial recognition. And I say attempt because Samsung's deployment of facial recognition on the S8 was terrible, at least for what we tested with the pre-production units at the event. It could be that this will not be the part of final software, but we will definitely be the judge of that in our reviews. But yeah, apparently in late spring or early summer, we should expect something from LG with this ideal. We'll see. And now let's talk about the HTC X10, and the only reason we're going to mention it in this show is because we don't want you to believe that this is the successor to the HTC 10. Actually, no, we're talking about a MediaTek processor, 3 gigs of RAM, definitely not a successor, but HTC is planning to blend better battery life with its premium mid-range lineup. So yeah, that's coming at some point. Now let's talk about T-Mobile and the Samsung Galaxy S8, because apparently, as Samsung teased that it would treat its early pre-order customers well by probably giving them an S8 early, apparently those of you that bought it on T-Mobile will be the luckiest, as apparently the company will be shipping them out early. We're just talking about a couple of days early, not exactly sure how many of these will be, but yeah, stay tuned. I wish I would have ordered on T-Mobile actually. And finally, the very interesting news today have to do with the Samsung Galaxy S8 again, but this time in a very disappointing manner, mainly because we now hear from the company officially that Bixby voice will not be ready for the Samsung Galaxy S8 on launch. You will be getting Bixby, but not the voice support. You will be getting the Google Assistant by pressing and holding the home button. That is still there if you need voice. But it is rather interesting that Samsung spent so much time talking to us about a product that is not going to be ready at launch and apparently will not be ready until late spring. So it leads me to the question of the day. Do you think that this is a bad move and that this will pretty much render Bixby dead on arrival? Because in my case, I do believe it could. One of the major selling points for this phone is apparently this new assistant. Is what every one of us wants to try in our review period, and it won't be available. So you're just going to get used to living with your phone without it, and most likely will continue to do so after you own the phone. So anyways, leave us a comment down below. We would love to know your opinion. Friends, you know the way it goes. If you want to get the news earlier before the video is filmed, follow us on Pocketnow.com and hit that subscribe button down below for more videos like this one. You can also follow me on Twitter, Jaime_Rivera, on Instagram at Jaime Rivera. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I am Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you tomorrow.